right, we're about to break down some of the most common and honestly most costly mistakes that people make when they're young. Think of this as your playbook for getting a massive head start in life.
I mean, just think about that for a second. What if you could just sidestep all the common pitfalls? What if you could fast-track your way to success and stability? Well, that's exactly what we're going to try to give you right here.
And this quote, it just nails it. The stuff we're about to go over isn't just a few helpful tips. It's a genuine, real-deal competitive advantage. So let's dive right in.
First things first, we have to talk about mindset, right? Because before you can even think about tackling money or relationships or your time, you've got to get your own head straight. It all starts right here, between your ears.
Okay, so this is huge. It's a total mindset shift. For most of us, school is all about passing exams, getting that grade. But the real goal, it's learning how to learn. If you can switch your focus from just cramming for a test to actually absorbing deep knowledge, you're building a superpower, a skill that lets you teach yourself literally anything for the rest of your life. That's the game changer.
You know, it's such a common trap to think that just being smart is enough. It's not. It's really not. True success is more like a cocktail. It's a mix of a bunch of different skills. You can't just rely on one ingredient. So many brilliant people fall flat because they think their IQ should be this golden ticket to everything.
And this quote says it all, doesn't it? It's one of those timeless truths. At the end of the day, your effort, your grit, your willingness to just keep going, that's what really moves the needle. It's so much more important than whatever natural talent you started with.
Okay, now that we've got the mindset down, let's build on it. Next up, the money blueprint. This is, without a doubt, one of the biggest areas where young people make mistakes that can haunt them for decades. So let's get into it.
Let that number sink in for a second. $100,000. In a lot of places, it's actually pretty normal for young people to start their adult lives with this much debt hanging over their heads, mostly from student loans. I mean, that is a massive hole to dig yourself out of before you've even really begun.
And here's the part people don't really get. Debt isn't just about money. It's about your time. The second you borrow money, you've basically sold your future freedom. Your time belongs to someone else until every single penny of that loan, plus interest, is paid back.
So what are these traps? Well, they're probably things you see every day. Student loans are obviously a huge one, affecting over 44 million people in the U.S. alone. But then you've got car payments, getting a mortgage too early, and maybe the sneakiest one, just carelessly spending on stuff you don't need, often just to look good for other people.
This idea right here, this trips up so many people. Just because you can swing the monthly payment on that new phone or that fancy car does not mean you can actually afford it. Affording something means you understand its total cost and how it's going to impact your financial future long term. They are not the same thing.
So how do you actually fight back against all this? It starts with something incredibly simple but powerful. The 10% rule. Anytime you get money, doesn't matter if it's a birthday gift or your first real paycheck, you immediately, without thinking, put 10% of it away. The amount is not the point, it's the habit, the skill of saving that you're building. You master this, and you're basically programming yourself for financial success for life.
All right, moving on to the next piece, the people puzzle. This is all about learning how to navigate that super complicated world of relationships with your parents, your friends, partners, and maybe the most important one, your relationship with yourself.
This is just a brilliant way to think about getting advice from your parents. If your goal is something they've actually done themselves, you should absolutely listen. They can be amazing guides. But if you're trying to do something that's way beyond what they've ever experienced, you got to look for advice somewhere else. Taking their advice on something they don't understand can just lead to frustration and resentment down the line.
Okay, let's get real for a minute about relationships. A lot of your early friendships, they're just based on convenience. You're in the same class, the same neighborhood. Most of those will fade away. And that's okay. But on a more serious note, making huge life decisions, like having a kid too early or with the wrong person, can have massive lifelong consequences. And staying in a bad relationship, it doesn't just hurt you, it hurts everyone around you. But on the flip side, if you can learn to just be comfortable meeting people and being social, that is an absolute superpower in today's world.
And really, what's underneath all of this is the journey to figure out who you actually are. It's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day and then wake up 10 years from now with no idea what you really believe in or what you stand for. Your 20s are the perfect time to explore all that, to question things, and to start building that solid foundation of who you want to be. And that brings us perfectly to our last section, the one that ties it all together, the long-term bet. This is all about the one resource you can never get more of, your most valuable asset, your time. Look at this chart. This should honestly be a wake-up call. When you're young, time feels infinite, so it's super easy to waste it. But look where it goes. Low-level entertainment, mindless scrolling on social media, binge watching an entire series in a weekend. These things are literally designed to be addictive, and they give you almost nothing back, leaving this tiny little sliver of time for actually investing in yourself.
Wow, I mean, that is a harsh warning, but it's real. If you don't treat your life and your time with the respect they deserve, the consequences can be brutal. Time is going to pass no matter what you do, and eventually the bill comes due.
So if there's one single rule that wraps up everything we've talked about, this is it. This is the big one. Do not make permanent, life-changing decisions based on feelings that you know are temporary. The source talks about getting a face tattoo on a win, but think about it. This applies to everything. Choosing a career, getting into a serious relationship, taking on debt. You have to learn to think long-term.
And that really leaves us with just one final question for you to think about. Every single thing you do, every choice is a bet on your future self. So, when you look at how you're spending your time, your money, and your energy, what long-term bet are you actually making on yourself today?